Hey everyone, before we start today's episode, I wanted to take a moment to say a few things. This episode was originally supposed to come out on Tuesday or Wednesday, but for most of you that know me, I work in local news as a photojournalist. Gone with the Wind is my hobby. On Wednesday, September 1st, a young man was gunned down inside his school in Winston-Salem by a fellow student. The past few days have been long, and they have been certainly hard to process. A community is mourning as more children senselessly die to gun violence, and we have a lot of healing that needs to transpire. As I said, it's been a hard week emotionally, and very long, not only with hours, but with emotion. And I can't even imagine what his family is going through. So I want to take a moment of silence for him and all the children, be it in school or out, who have needlessly died due to gun violence. Thank you all for being understanding. Now, this was recorded last Sunday on August 29th, so some of our reactions and musings may be dated. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you all at the movies one day.
Is looking at you, kids.
Me too.
I wish I knew how to quit eating bugs.
This seems so simple.
There's no place like home.
I'm gonna make him an offer down with you.
Welcome to the Spencer Teaser Trailer Fan Podcast. Wait, that's not it? Oh, excuse me. This is Gone with the Wind. Cue the music. Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Gone with the Wind. I'm your host, Manning Franks, the host of, Gone with the Wind, the show about award shows where we talk about, you guessed it, award shows. And we have actually, there's a lot of stuff that's been going on with, recently. So we actually got a great panel here today. We're going to have discussions relating to some trailers that came out. We're going to have some discussions about Best Actress. And then finally, we're going to be discussing Candyman, because who can make the sunrise? Hey, Dan, can you make the sunrise?
Yeah, well, if you go outside my house, it's pretty sunny out here. So, I guess I'm in Florida, so I'm in the Sunshine State, so I guess you can.
Abe, can you sprinkle it with dew?
I don't know the song.
Wait, separate the sorrow and wait. Now I'm second guessing myself. The Candyman. The Candyman can, because he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good, You
ever watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, or seen something?
Well,
have you?
I have different cultural reference than you guys have, so I'll probably sing another Mexican song that is not.
Do you know it in Spanish, perhaps?
There's no. You know how I know that song? Because the Malcolm in the Middle episode, that one comes out there. They sing it.
I've never seen Malcolm in the Middle.
It's one of the best episodes of Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. So Malcolm, do you know Candyman? The song.
Yes,
the
I do.
Song. Okay, there we go. So can you sprinkle it with dew?
I've never tried, so I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. That is our. Well, thank goodness for our great internet connection as we go all the way across the globe in various different ways. But we're connected all the way from the States, all the way to New Zealand, where Malcolm is. But right now, we're going to be discussing a couple of the trailers that came out. We've had a lot, actually, of stuff that is finally starting to get released. We're starting to get some stuff seen, ranging from pictures all the way to, you guessed it, some fantastic trailers. But before we get to the trailer talk, I want to know, Dan, what have you watched this past week?
Well, I'll tell you what. I watched a movie that premiered 2 Sundance Film Festivals ago. Not this past Sundance, but the one, and it won the grand jury. It's called Worth, and it stars Michael Keaton and Stanley Tucci, and it's directed by Sarah Colangelo, and it's basically the story of a lawyer who has to divvy out this government fund for the victims of 9/11, and what are people worth? oh my God, what a very dramatic, powerful movie that it makes you think what a human being is actually worth. And it's, oh wow, what a great movie. Also,
that trailer looks great.
Also, I saw Flag Day with Sean Penn and his
Ooh.
family. It's basically the Penn family starring in that one. And Candyman.
And we'll discuss Candyman in a bit. But no, you said something interesting to me before we started recording, and that was, if you've seen Glass Castle, you've seen Flag Day. Is that true?
Yeah, you really have. I'd be shocked if people who have seen Glass Castle cannot correlate that to Flag Day. And it's so similar in so many ways.
But is it good?
Well, if you've seen Glass Castle, you're probably not going to enjoy Flag Day because you've already seen that movie done once before. And you're like, well, I just saw this 2 years ago. Why are they doing it again? Why? I mean, the Flim Flam Man, it's based on the Flim Flam Man, which is the story of Sean Penn's character's life, written by his daughter, who is a journalist.
Sounds very familiar.
Yeah, very familiar. And it didn't do so good coming out of Cannes.
No, wasn't it the one to get like a couple? Was it boos or laughs? I can't remember.
It could have been both. I don't know.
Sean Penn needs to really find something that's not, I don't know, like a performance that's not within the director's share.
Well, he's been doing a lot of humanitarian work, and he hasn't been doing a lot in the last decade. You know, he had
good for him.
Professor and the Madman. He had Gangster Squad. You know,
didn't he have a movie with Charlize Theron that they were together in it that it was never released?
Yo, you're right.
What?
Oh, Abe was saying that there used to be there was a movie with Charlize Theron that he directed and Javier Bardem that was also in it. Wasn't that? Yeah, do you remember that?
Yes. No,
you don't remember that?
It was
okay.
I don't know what the hell that is.
It happened like it didn't get booed and like it was never heard from again.
I don't remember, but I remember hearing about it.
Okay.
I remember it just disappeared.
It did. I'm going to look it up officially right now. So in the meantime, Abe, tell me, what have you watched this past week?
I watched Candyman. And that's it. I haven't watched most stuff. Well, I watched Dick Tracy. Does that count?
Oh, okay, nice. I know that somewhere Matt is very excited that you did that.
Actually, I watch it because Matt and I are doing something, and I'm not sure I'm allowed to say anything.
Well, that's all. Don't say anything else.
Yes. Okay, so
that's
Dick
all.
Tracy. I really like.
Perfect.
That was really interesting. Like, takes me out of the movie when big heads and weird faces come on. Or like the stylistic choices of the movie of looking at like this bright comic book, it was really cool seeing it. Like, honestly, when I started watching, I was like, am I gonna like this? And I was engaged with it.
Yeah. It's based on a cartoon. And so, you bring a cartoon to life. It's gonna be a little...
It's going to translate either well or not always not well. Look at The Last Airbender. Oof. Let's not look at it more accurately.
Let's not.
Let us not. Malcolm, sir, what did you watch this past week?
Well, I'm probably the only person on here that didn't see Candyman because, well, theaters are closed, so I couldn't. I couldn't just break into a cinema just to watch it. But I did watch some movies that I missed from the earlier in the year. I finally got around to watching Cruella because that's free on Disney Plus now, and Spiral. I really liked Cruella, and Spiral's a lot of fun. It's 3 stars. It's a lot of fun. It's a good Saw movie. So
right down the middle.
Yeah.
And for me and myself, wow, Abe, you closed your tab. I'm just going to call you out right there for doing that.
I was closing tab and I closed the Stranger one.
I was like, where'd you go?
Yeah,
you just closed your tab.
Yeah.
For me myself, I binged Fear Street. Finally, I think a couple of weeks ago, right before we recorded our last one. I forgot to mention that actually. And it is a lot of fun. It is, even the one in the middle, which is I think fair, it's still a lot of fun. Like it was very much akin to some classic slasher thriller movies from like the 80s and 70s. I was totally down for it most of the time. I think the first one's my favorite just because it's the most simplistic story. Then it gets kind of convoluted for me by the very end where it's like, you guys are doing a little too much when it comes to some things. But overall, I think it's really good. It's really, really fun, very stylistic, and I love good stylistic horror. And speaking of horror, I actually saw a lot of horror movies these past little bit. And that is like, I saw The Night House, which might be one of my personally favorite films from this year. I know it technically came out last year. I know. Dan's over here jumping back. I actually thoroughly enjoyed the introspective look with Rebecca Hall in how this was a very simplistic tale, but it told something greater, and it was the monster of grief and how you deal with that. We've seen similar things in that with The Babadook and some other movies where I had to deal with that, which I think are better films. But The Night House is just something that I watched, and I was like, I was feeling anxious the entire time. It's not perfect, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's not going to be a movie that I tout as the best, but it's one of my favorite films that I've seen so far this year, just because of how executed and well shot it was. And speaking of movies that are well shot and execution, we'll talk about Candyman, which I have also seen, but we'll save that for a little later. There's something
Night
else.
House is good. I like Rebecca.
Rebecca Hall.
Rebecca Hall. She's one of those actors I could see in anything, but I was engaged by. The story was a little wonky for me.
Oh no, I completely agree. I think the story in itself is good. What centers around it to me are the themes it presents and her performance. The story is very paper thin and it doesn't really have too much. It doesn't have too much bearing on it, but I think the world around it that was created, the house, the intrigue, it cemented itself for me. But you're right, the story isn't exactly anything spectacular.
Yeah.
And there's one other movie that I saw that I completely forgot that I.
Did you still have your HBO Max mailing? Do you happen to see Reminiscence?
I did. Thank you for telling me. I actually really like Reminiscence. I know people think I'm crazy, but I actually thoroughly enjoyed Reminiscence. It is not a movie that I think is, again, it's not a great film. I tweeted it out a while ago, and I was just saying that Reminiscence to me is a movie that it has the pace of a freight train that doesn't stop. Not once. It makes zero stops along the way to pick anything up. It just barrels through to the very end without giving the audience a singular breath. And that pacing issues really is all the way throughout there. The story in itself is contrived. We've seen it before. It's conventional. But that still doesn't mean it's bad. The world was so intriguing to me, and just the environment and the centered performances of Rebecca Ferguson and Hugh Jackman, while their characters were kind of meh, I was just so intrigued and kind of really on board with the film noir aspects that I kind of was caught hook, line, and sinker. Plus, I'm a big Lisa Joy, Jonathan Nolan / Westworld fan, that I'm over here kind of feeling what they're trying to do, even though it doesn't always work and succeed. I'm really sad that it's doing really poorly at the box office, although everyone kind of saw that coming. Pandemic or no pandemic, I think it's really good. And while it's imperfect, it's still a fun time in the theater, or in this case, a fun time at HBO Max, because I have HBO Max. I'm going to get my money's worth if I can. So yeah, I liked it. Did you? I'm guessing you didn't like it, Dan.
Nah, didn't like it at all. Rebecca Ferguson and Hugh Jackman, and this is what you get. I mean, are you kidding? Oh God, wasted.
No, I guess. Abe or Malk, did you guys see?
I was planning on watching it this week after watching Candyman, like same day, and I say, nah. I always force myself to watch a lot of movies in the theater. And I say, I can probably wait a couple months for it to be. Well, it's because HBO Max takes like a month to come out.
Yeah, I just haven't had a chance to watch it.
Right away.
Mm-hmm. No, it is something that, again, the world around it is what made me excited for it. Dan, go ahead.
I have two more things I forgot.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Sweet Girl with
yeah.
Jason Momoa and Dora the Explorer. What the hell is her name? Dora the Explorer.
Isabella
Instant
Moner,
Family. I love her. Oh God, I love her.
Yeah, Isabella Moner.
Oh God, I love her. She's not good in this. She's not good in this.
The way you're like, oh, she's great, but not in this.
She is. I mean, I love her in other things. Instant Family, amazing in Instant Family. not good in this. Jason Momoa, oh boy. And then you know what? I want to give you guys, I want to throw out a challenge to you guys because I want you guys to take a chance, a flyer on something I thought was batshit crazy, and I just want to pass it along to you guys, and it's called Brand New Cherry Flavor.
I saw that when I opened up Netflix.
Yes. I want you guys to take a flyer on Brand New Cherry Flavor and come back here in a week or two or whatever, and tell me what you think, and we could talk about Brand New Cherry Flavor. It's got Rosa Salazar, we know her from Alita Battle Angel, and Catherine Keener. You have never seen Catherine Keener like this ever.
You sound like you're going at door-to-door salesman with that pitch. Like, hey, you guys got to try this brand new cherry flavor. That's what you're sounding like, Dan.
It is a pitch. Take a flyer on Brand New Cherry Flavor. It's 8 episodes. That's it. You don't have to watch like 2 seasons or 3 seasons. Just 8 episodes, and they go by quick once you're into it. It is wild. The synopsis will hook you. If you read the synopsis, it's a wild synopsis. But yeah, I wanted to tell you guys about Brand New Cherry Flavor. I liked it, but it is batshit crazy.
I've almost forgot about one that I also saw, and that was, I believe it's called Blood Red Sky, the one from Netflix. That was actually a great watch. I see why it's on Netflix. It's very reminiscent, but it's like a quality Netflix film. It's not one that's kind of just dropped. I mean, it kind of was when they just kind of dropped, but I actually was really engaged with the premise. The premise in and of itself, you can watch the trailer and know exactly what it is. This mother is a vampire. I won't explain how she became a vampire, but she is a vampire, and she and her son are trying to cross over the Atlantic Ocean to America to get a certain operation for her to be human again. And along the way, something that's unrelated to her being a vampire transpires when the plane is hijacked by terrorists. So just imagine there's a vampire who's trying to suppress her vampiric tendencies while being trapped upon this plane with terrorists who are trying to, I don't know what they were trying to do in the first place. It's never explained, but it's a lot of fun. That's all I'm going to say. It's really exciting. It's kind of engaging, kind of crazy, but in a really fun, engaging way. So, yeah. Blood Red Sky.
Definitely. Blood Red Sky. Those two, Blood Red Sky and Brand New Cherry Flavor. Take a flyer on them too.
They're like a part 2, part 1 type of thing.
Really, I mean, they just popped up on the Netflix, and you're like, okay, I'll take a flyer on this, and boom, you watch it. It's like, what the hell is this? This is crazy, and it's good. It's a good crazy, you know. Sometimes it's a bad crazy, right, Manny? And then it's like good crazy. Those two got a good crazy to me.
It was they were the right pinch of they had a right pinch of flavor to them, a little right pinch of spice. It wasn't too much and overbearing, but it was just enough. So I wouldn't even call it too spicy. It's perfect for Blood Red Sky. But anyway, those are the movies that we've seen so far that we've talked about. We will continue to see more as we go on and get the Oscar season to continue to press forward. I can give you a little behind the scenes right now. I know I speak for Abe, Dan, and myself. Maybe for Malcolm. I don't know what the temperature is in New Zealand, but right now it's blazing up. So I know that we're all currently like, it's hot everywhere. Global warming, am I right, guys? But we have 3 trailers to talk about. And the first trailer, ladies and gentlemen, is my favorite trailer, my favorite poster of this year so far. And that is Spencer. Neon's Spencer.
They know everything. They don't.
Guys, when I tell you that I was floored by this poster, just the simplicity and the beauty within this and the idea of what it conveys about the person that was Princess Diana. Holy cow. And then the trailer was a 1-2 punch along with that, where it's a beautiful chorus of it's the kids choral choir of that song. Do you remember the song? I can't remember the song now. I can't remember the song currently. I'm going to look that up right now. But this trailer got me so excited for a film that I was kind of lukewarm on beforehand. But after seeing this, seeing Kristen Stewart disappear into Princess Diana, like most people who know of her prior to Twilight know she's already a fantastic actress. But seeing her into this mainstream, well, more mainstream than like the clouds of Sils Maria, this is one that is truly, I think, going to cement her as she is not the Twilight actress anymore. She's not the Bella Swan. She is Princess Diana Spencer in this. And if you looked at the Twitter account, it says a fable from, and then I forgot the name of the director at the moment. Do you guys know the name of the director at the moment?
Trying to think
I know. I can think of it right now. I'm totally blanking.
The director of Jackie?
Yes, the same guy who directed Jackie. I can't remember his name though. But this looks beautifully breathtaking. The cinematography looks gorgeous. The costumes look amazing. The production design looks amazing.
Larraín.
Pablo Larraín. Thank you. Yes.
Pablo
Larraín.
Larraín.
I will not be doing that. Larraín. Are you sure?
Larraín.
Larraín. It has well, I guess how you call it, an accent.
Pablo Larraín.
Well, it's in Spanish. Larraín.
We all know what happens when Manning tries to pronunciate words in Spanish. We get him butchering Galicia. That's it. I'm not even gonna try. We all know what happened last time.
Yeah, we all remember that.
So, what did you guys think of Spencer and it might be my favorite poster of the year? I'm so excited for this. You guys have no idea. This went from like meh to like, yes, I want it now. Best Actress winner, Kristen Stewart, perhaps, maybe. Here, Abe, I want to start with you. Let's start with you first. I want to hear what you have to say.
Look, Manny, I was watching this trailer, and then it reminded me of Jackie, and then I saw from the director of Jackie. And I was like, well, this makes sense. And it's a 1 minute trailer. And
teaser,
I don't think it shows a lot. Like, it just teases you about how the movie looks and Kristen Stewart disappearing on a role. She's a really good she's a really great actress. Like, I've seen it. And even on those things, she has had a couple of commercial or intended to be commercial films. Charlie's Angels, and what's the other one where... Underwater?
Underwater? That was fun.
No, but like, she's been good at that.
Yeah,
but like,
she hasn't
been good in that. Like,
I don't think she's given a bad... Well, Charlie's Angels, I've not seen Charlie's Angels, but I don't think she's given a bad performance in anything that I've seen. I mean, I saw Twilight recently, and it was really, really bad. I really don't like it. It's a trash movie. But she's been great. Yeah. Yes. That's we watched it together.
You have to make sacrifices.
We watched it together, and it was not... It was not good. I'm not excited for the rest, but here we go. Anyway, Abe, go ahead.
But I'm just gonna say it again, just for the sake of it, Larraín. Because Larraín, Pablo Larraín, I think it looks... it's a Netflix movie. I'm probably gonna watch it on my TV. So that sucks, because the visuals look really good.
It's not a Netflix movie, is it?
Neon. Oh yeah, because we watched two. Yeah, you sent 2 Netflix trailers.
There are 2 Netflix trailers, and then Spencer is not.
No, they lied to me. I want to watch it in theaters, big screen I can, because it looks cool. So also the poster, I love the poster too. I just said, like, when I saw it pop out on Twitter, I said, "This is beautiful." Like, I don't know whatever it is. I think it's the best poster I've seen all year. Facts.
Concur.
But I think Kristen Stewart has a chance. I think Neo has been doing their campaigns right. They campaigned for Margot Robbie a couple years ago. She didn't win, but they've been doing. They are in the awards. Didn't they have Parasite? They did. They did a campaign for. They did a campaign for Parasite, so they have been doing a good job campaigning for the Oscars. So no surprise if this gets a couple wins or nominations.
I mean, even with the quality aside, like, if this is good, I think the combination of Lorraine, or what is it, Lorraine? Like, I don't know. I'm not even gonna try. I tried, and look what happened. That. Thank you. I'll just have. I'll have a every time I try to say. I'll just call him Pablo. with his combination and Neon together, we're bound to at least get maybe a nomination for Stewart. Like, I don't think win's not guaranteed, but if the quality is there, I have a hard time them passing up on a nomination for Stewart. Dan, what did you think about the trailer, the poster, and just the overall Kristen Stewart as Diana?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen The Crown this past season, and we saw her in The Crown, and then we're going to get the new season of The Crown with Elizabeth Debicki as Diana Spencer. But Kristen Stewart in the trailer seems like she really embodies Diana Spencer, but it to me looks a lot like Jackie. The poster looks a lot like Jackie. Simplistic posters, simplistic trailers, very similar types of movies by Pablo Larraín, the same director. So you're going to get something, a tragic story about this woman, just like you did with Jackie, a tragic story about what happened with this woman after the death of her husband. Now you get so this kind of woman with a lot of turmoil going inside of her, Diana Spencer, being part of that family, and the husband wants to go mess around with another woman and all this kind of stuff. And she won an Academy Award this past year. The lady that played Camilla Bowles on The Crown. How about that? Full circle.
Emerald Fennell, look at you, man.
But yeah, no, I like Spencer. And I've been singing the praises of Kristen Stewart for years now. And Seberg, I was looking forward to Seberg. Not the best, but
I forgot about that movie.
Yeah,
I just brought it back into my subconscious.
Yeah, we'll see. She looks great in Spencer, so we'll see.
So the Malcolm, finally, tell me, for you, when you saw Spencer, the trailer for Spencer, what were your thoughts? Tell me what went through your mind watching this trailer. What were your thoughts on the trailer and the poster, of course, our favorite poster of the year? I'm just calling it now. I'm just saying it. This is the Gone with the Wind's favorite poster of the year. Stamp it right there.
Yeah, I mean, Spencer, it looks like a beautiful movie. And I mean, because I think Jackie got a nomination for playing. No, I'll say it the other way around. Natalie Portman got a nomination for playing Jackie, didn't she? Yeah, so I think it's all possible that Kristen Stewart will get a nomination, because it's hard to tell from what we saw in this trailer because you need to see the full movie to get the full scope of the performance. But it looks like it's a great performance, and yeah.
Larraín seems to bring out great performances in his actresses, obviously, with Jackie and now Spencer. It looks really good. So, which
is what I was saying, like with the quality that Neon has put out and Larraín has also shown as a director, that combination together more than likely to me is going to like give quality. I don't see. Okay, I don't want to jinx it and say I don't see how this could be bad. It could be bad. I don't know. Or mediocre. But this looks to me, just the way it's presented, the way it looks, the cinematography is exceptional. I want to look at the name of the cinematographer. She is. Yeah. Hold on. What she's done.
Also, I've liked Kristen Stewart ever since I saw Twilight, so I even like her in Twilight. So she's great.
Really? Okay, Malcolm, tell me. In your opinion, defend Kristen Stewart in Twilight whenever you're ready.
I mean, she's acting the way Bella Swan acted in the books. I mean, it's it's faithful to the books.
Fair. Fair. That's actually very fair.
I would really, if you want to make an argument about Twilight, I'd say New Moon. And I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but I really like how the filmmaker of New Moon really made that book come to life in her turmoil, in her kind of what she was going through as a teenager in that book jump off the screen in some of the way they use the camera angles and the editing and stuff in New Moon. Of all the movies, I like New Moon the best. That's just...
Well, I'll keep you guys updated.
Twilight every week for the next 4 or 5 weeks.
So basically, I give you an update on each film.
Oh, the running thing.
Yeah.
I will. I will, because now we know that Clifford the Big Red Dog, guys, is officially it's screened at CinemaCon.
And it's
So,
garbage.
are we shocked?
And it's garbage.
Wait, did you see it?
Nope. But John
Oh.
Campius gave his review of it with Aaron Cummings, and both of them walked out.
Oh, Lord Almighty, that's saying something. I'm looking at right now. Oh
Yeah,
no,
but
right.
to be fair, as John Kirby is probably not the target audience for Clifford the Big Red.
No, that's true.
7-year-old, 10-year-old kids are the target audience, probably.
So Clifford Watch continues 2020.
Have you guys watched the Paw Patrol movie?
No.
The
Did not.
what?
I really wanted to. The Paw Patrol.
Oh, the Paw Patrol.
Wow.
No.
Yeah.
I try to
I
get a
wanted
press link
to
for a
watch
friend
it,
of mine.
but it's in theaters only, and I'm gonna feel way weirder going alone to watch that movie.
I mean, once again, it was supposed to come out this week. I'm probably not going to get to see it at the moment.
Well,
I really
darn,
want to watch it
whatever will
because
we
the
do.
reviews are good. The reviews are good.
I heard that, but
But
I'm still
I
confused.
cannot go alone
No.
to watch that movie. You know how judged I'm gonna be?
I mean,
Very good.
I've got friends with kids, so if
Just tag along. You can watch now actually with Paw Patrol if you have a Prime subscription. Apparently,
What's on Amazon Prime?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
I'm
Yeah, my
checking
friend-
right
I'm
now.
trying to get-
I
trying to
mean,
get my friend.
I thought it was Paramount Plus.
Scratch that. You can watch it on Amazon Prime if you have a Paramount Plus subscription.
I have Paramount Plus, so I could watch it on Paramount.
That's lame.
I have it.
But anyway, that was Spencer and our thoughts. Again, stamping as our favorite poster for Gone with the Wind goes to Spencer so far for its simplicity and sheer beauty. No, Dan disagrees. But, oh
Eternals.
well.
Eternals.
Eternals? I don't know. I just love that Spencer one so much.
Yeah, I'm just joking with you. I'm messing with
I'm gonna say I don't even remember the Eternal ones. But another one that we have also was Jane Champions. Is it Champion? Jane Champion, right?
Champion.
Campion. I'm about to say that sounds wrong after I've said that out loud. Jane Campion's The Power of the Dog.
He's just a man. Only another man.
We were talking about the piano beforehand, and Dan was giving us his thoughts and attacking poor Malcolm because of it. How could you, Dan?
I'm picking on Malcolm. You know, hey, look at what are friends for.
I know, I'm kidding. But for The Power of the Dog, we get a very specific type of film. So Dan, can you explain to us what The Power of the Dog, like, what is The Power of the Dog from what you gathered from this trailer, and what were your thoughts on the trailer?
Well, it's a sweeping Western, and it stars Benedict Cumberbatch and Jesse Plemons and Kirsten Dunst, and it looks amazing.
So good.
And I love Westerns, and Benedict Cumberbatch, maybe, possibly a bad guy. Maybe he's channeling a little bit of Daniel Plainview from There Will Be Blood. This trailer really got me excited.
This is something that I'm fascinated by because what was the last movie that Jane Champion did? Like, I'm sure that got like high marks personally. Like
Malcolm.
Malcolm.
The piano.
That was 92,
Is it?
93, right? Now she's
Yes.
done stuff since then, right, Malcolm?
She has,
Yeah.
right?
I'm looking it up.
No, but it has gotten Oscar attention.
Yeah, nothing that has really. I'm looking like Top of the Lake,
That's
which
okay.
is a miniseries.
Oh, Top
Star.
of the Lake is great.
In the
Top of the
car.
Lake got Elizabeth Moss and Emmy.
Yeah, that's true.
I recommend Top of the Lake if you haven't seen Top of the Lake, especially Elizabeth Moss season.
Like,
Well,
she has only directed 3 movies in. Well, sorry. 1, 2, 3,
Since the piano.
4. Okay, she has only directed 4 movies since the piano, so. 1, 2.
wow, I didn't know that actually. I'm only 4. So
And
this is her
this
first
is
movie
her
she's
first-
directed since Bright Star,
Yes, correct.
which is 2009.
Wow.
So she
10 years.
took a break. I know.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But I'm-
she's she's an acclaimed director. I mean, sometimes look at what's his name? Took what 20 years between movies, and then all of a sudden he did like 5 movies in a decade.
Who?
Thin Red Line.
Terrence
Thin
Malick.
Red Line.
Terrence Malick, yeah.
Yeah. So you never know. It's just about the project. If you find the projects you want to do, and Malick found
Agreed.
a bunch of them he wanted to do in a row.
So
After he took decades off.
I mean, I wouldn't say she really took a break too, because miniseries do take a long time to do the
true.
movie, and she did Top of the Lake. Then there was a sequel to Top of the Lake as well.
Yep.
which I didn't know there was a sequel to Top of the Lake until I'm like, oh wow.
It's good. I recommend Top of the Lake if you haven't seen it.
So for you, Malcolm, what were your thoughts on Power of the Dog?
Yeah, I mean, the trailer looked beautiful, and it's funny, like, it's set in America, but it was filmed in my backyard, quite literally. But yeah, I mean,
Nice.
it's one of those ones, like, the trailer, like, it didn't show all the places it filmed, it just showed that what they wanted to show to there, but there's places I know they filmed in which they weren't shown, so it's going to be interesting to see sort of how well it kind of translates and that. But it's one of those ones, like, it was filmed last year or maybe the year before. I'm pretty sure it was filmed last year, because I think that's why they chose to film in New Zealand, because New Zealand's open and you could actually film in New Zealand. But it's one of those ones that I wish I could have gotten to be an extra there, but I just missed the call when they. Because I remember seeing them asking for extras, and I was like, I'm going to go and sign up. I completely forgot it and didn't get to sign up. I could have been in the movie.
Yeah, that would have been awesome, Malcolm.
That would have been. So for the Power of the Dog, Abe, when you were watching this trailer, were your thoughts thinking of I can't wait for the dinosaurs from Jurassic Park to start walking out here, because y'all heard that beginning whistle? That was absolutely the Jurassic Park theme. Am I wrong, Abe?
I do not remember the whistle.
It was.
Maybe
well, y'all know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah, I do.
I won't do it because it's going to be really shrill, and I'm going to have to go back and I would encourage everyone to go back and watch it, because that whistle is like the first few bars of the Jurassic Park theme. I'm not kidding you. That's what it sounds like.
Bars.
Yeah, it's exactly. Malcolm, Dan, do you guys agree?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't remember the Star Wars trailer.
Okay, both of y'all go back. Go back and it's just the beginning, just the first few seconds. So do that and listen to that again. But anyway, Abe, what were your thoughts on the trailer overall?
Look, Manny, I watched the trailer and I say, what is this about? So I just read the synopsis and I found it interesting. And people are buzzing about it, and they say Benedict Cumberbatch may win the Oscar for that. I don't know. I have to watch it. Comes out at the end of December. So we'll have to wait to review it. We're gonna review it until January, because it comes out like December 22nd. So don't wait for the review until January.
Hey, the limited release is November 17th in the United States, but we have no idea when it's coming out on Netflix. So I mean December 1st, right? But we'll have to wait. Depending on is it a wide December 1st streaming release?
I would imagine.
Yes, most of Netflix. Well, I can tell you, most of Netflix originals, they come out everywhere in the world. Okay,
that's what I wasn't aware of. I'm not sure.
Most of them.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's also one of those. Quite often, the date it says it comes out could be the limited date as well, and it's usually limited for 2 weeks before it comes out on Netflix.
Okay, because it does make a limited showing November 17th from what I'm looking at right now. So that would be 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks later we get December 1st. And
yes. I think December 1st is probably the day it's coming out on Netflix then.
Oh, well, perfect then. It'll go wide, and we'll have the review to you in the beginning of December then. I'm excited to see this movie. No, I am excited because I've heard things about this, because the trailer really kind of the trailer seemed odd. You know, the trailer was something that I didn't expect. Oh, sorry, not the trailer, excuse me, the title. The title seemed odd to me, and the title is something I didn't expect. Like, what is the power of the dog? And I still don't really know what the power of the dog even is. I mean, it's based on a book, correct? Best-selling book. Well, it's a best-selling book I might need to read then.
Yeah.
I'm excited through this because not only did we, after Spencer, I saw this actually the trailer the day before. So we got a 1-2 punch of fantastic trailers. This is another great trailer that didn't show you too much, a teaser almost, if you will, as Spencer was. And it kind of gets you excited. It kind of builds in the world of what you can expect and shows you the imagery that you will also be experiencing. And the imagery, again, is breathtakingly gorgeous. I'm getting very much... Did anyone else get maybe Nomadland type of cinematography vibes where they used a lot of natural lighting?
Oh, cinematography is amazing.
It's beautiful.
It looks amazing, but it really is a vibe of There Will Be Blood, really, to be honest.
I was about to say it's Nomadland from a vibe standpoint meets There Will Be Blood, just from the setting and everything. But Ari Wegner she is doing the cinematography for this, and this looks fantastic. I don't know what else she's done. She has no Wikipedia page, so I can't exactly tell you what she's done in the past, but she is this cinematography just from this trailer alone is breathtaking, and I'm excited to see what Benedict Cumberbatch does. Do you remember his accent in Black Mass? Y'all remember that accent in Black Mass?
It's Boston. It's a Beantown accent.
I'm curious at how he handles accents and what he's going to do for this one. Because has he done a Southern accent before?
Yeah, he has.
12 years.
12 Years a Slave, but also he was the Southern lawyer in the one where he had to go to the Guantanamo Bay and defend the guy. The guy it came out this past year, was in the awards conversation for Jodie Foster.
Mauritanian,
yeah. He had
Thank you, I totally forgot about that film.
As the lawyer, so yeah, he's going to have an interesting accent. Yeah.
I'm excited. As a heads up, just looking at what Ari Wegner has done, she did Zola recently, actually, too. The cinematography for that.
That also had good cinematography. The movie itself.
Well, she didn't direct it, so we can move towards that. And she also did the cinematography for Lady Macbeth, that from 2016.
Oh, that's Florence Pugh's in that. Yeah.
That was one of her first major roles, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was her first major role, but the cinematography in that was great.
Okay, well, I mean, if this was any indication just for this trailer, we're going to get some beautiful imagery. With that and Spencer, that's just a beautiful, we're going to have a visual feast for the eyes. And yeah, I'm excited for the performances. I can totally see this doing awards damage if it's received well, which at this point, I don't see how it couldn't be. The buzz is building, and has anyone seen it yet? Has it been viewed at all?
Not that I know of, no. It's Toronto, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I believe it premieres in Toronto.
It premieres at Venice, actually. Venice. On September 2nd. So we're going to... Wow. So this goes up tomorrow. So in a few days after this releases, we will know exactly what the world thinks of the power of the dog. It's a weird thing to say. We'll know what the world says about the power of the dog. Like the year of the dog. I don't know. Anyway, moving right along. We also have another trailer that came out a couple of weeks ago, and that is The Hand of God.
Insomma, skis. A dire qualcosa riesci. A dire una cosa raccontata. Sì! A Timbella!
Have you guys, any of y'all seen The Great Beauty? It is the foreign language film by Paolo Sorrentino. That came out. It won the Oscar for best international. Well, back then it was best foreign language film. It won, I believe, back in. I can't even remember what it was, but it was. Do you guys remember 2013? So it was a while ago. But with that feature, he won the Oscar for best foreign language film at that time. So Paolo Sorrentino is someone who is a very respected Italian director. And with this, if you guys saw the trailer, we are in for a treat when it comes to another visual feast, another powerhouse and I can see something in itself that could do awards damage from an international feature. You mentioned, Dan, beforehand. Hero is one that is also we need to look forward to for Ashif Farhadi. What's his name?
Farhadi.
Hold on, I'm looking right now.
Farhadi. Agar.
The director
Farhadi.
of Separation.
Yeah, a Separation. Yeah.
Yeah, Ashgar Farhadi or Farhadi. So I'm excited to see what we have when we have these both. These are two well-respected directors in the international sphere. So I'm excited to see how that plays out when it comes to the award season. And this also is another Netflix film, so it's going to be something that's really easily accessible to view. And I don't know, I'm really excited to be able to see that. And Dan, what were your thoughts on the trailer for The Hand of God?
I'll tell you what, I really liked it, but it is one of those trailers where they don't show a lot because I'm hearing that it's got this amazing cast in it, and I hardly saw any of the cast except for this old guy and this kid. And I guess they wanted to keep a lot of that kind of stuff on the down low until a second trailer comes out or gets closer to release time or something. Because the next best picture, I don't want to advertise another podcast, but the next best picture podcast, it put out their early Oscar predictions, and there was a bunch of actors on there from this movie. And I'm thinking to myself, well, they're not in the trailer. Maybe I think I saw Kate Blanchett in the trailer. So I'm going to need to see another trailer. But this does have a little bit of a feel of a Life is Beautiful. You know, the film that won the Academy Award for Best Actor. What was his name?
Roberto Benigni.
Roberto Benigni. And it has a little bit of a feel of the talented Mr. Ripley in there. So we'll see. I like it, though.
Kate Blanchett is not in there. It is a fully Italian cast. Like, fully Italian. I don't know a single actor or actress in this. But it is directed by Paolo Sorrentino, written by him, and produced by him. So this is a true passion project, and will make its premiere at the 78th Venice International Film Festival along with Power of the Dog. So we'll see that this premiering the exact same day as Power of the Dog on September 2nd. So both will be premiering that day. It's apparently a very autobiographical film, and I don't really know much about him, so I'm kind of curious as to see how this drama plays out. Malcolm, did this trailer kind of get you excited at all for The Hand of God? I know you're not one for subtitled films usually. But this kind of pique your interest at all?
I haven't seen the trailer, but I'll probably check it out because it's on Netflix.
It is on Netflix and will be accessible to everyone on December 15th. And this could be one of their foreign language contenders for that day. And if anything else, it could be even more. Abe, I know you were probably stretching and weren't raising your hand, but what were your thoughts on The Hand of God?
The Hand of God, it's reference to, you know who Diego Armando Maradona is?
No.
A soccer player.
Probably one of the best soccer players ever.
I didn't know that.
No?
I don't watch soccer or football in this case.
Okay, well, in '86 in the World Cup, he scores a goal using his hand, and that's called la mano de Dios, which is the hand of God. And based on the synopsis, and you say it's autobiographical, it happens around when Maradona arrives to Italy, which is in Napoli, and he becomes this idol for a lot of Italians because he gives Napoli a title, and it makes sense autobiographical because Diego Armando Maradona just died, and that guy was just one of those idols of the world. Like, people acclaim him. Like, he has his addictions and everything, but Maradona is one of those characters that you probably guys just should know about it just because, like, he literally carried it to the World Cup after a disappointed Spain 1982 World Cup. And I guess I'm just getting my soccer fan out there, but like, I really like the trailer. I want to watch more of the setting and
they had a documentary out last year about Maradona. It was on HBO.
Italy was the Italians cry for Maradona. I guess I just got way too excited because.
No, hey, that's good. We all about excitement here. For The Hand of God, that was our discussion regarding The Hand of God. Abe, quick note upon that. You had mentioned about Maradona's goal against England. Apparently, there was a lawyer for Diego Maradona who was exploring legal action against the film's title, but the Netflix stated the film is not a sports film, nor is it about Maradona. Instead, a personal story inspired by Sorrentino's youth. So now there's a legal dispute regarding that. If they have permission to use this title. So yeah.
Oh yeah, but what he said in that time where the passion for Maradona was high in Italy. That's what piqued my interest. Like that's an interesting. We have that background.
Yeah, I mean, it does sound weird as a legal title of the movie though, just because I don't know if that hand to God instant was coined by Maradona himself. Because it could have just been the reporters going, it was the hand of God instant. I have heard about this hand of God instant.
Yeah,
I just don't know who actually coined that term and whether Maradona has any claim on doing legal action on the title of the movie for that reason.
I think it was the title in a newspaper, like the hand of God.
Yeah.
And then in that same game, Maradona scores a goal from midfield and he takes out like 8 defenders and just scores a goal. Like it's one of the best goals you ever see. You like soccer.
Oh wow! I guess I'll have to watch that then after we record this. All right, so that was Paolo Sorrentino's The Hand of God trailer. Now we're going to move on to a quick. We talked about this beforehand with Spencer, and we're going to wrap this up a little bit because I know we only have about 30 minutes left before some of our panelists have to skedaddle. So what I want us to discuss real fast is Best Actress. Best Actress, we're starting to actually begin to see some things form, whether you're talking about the father-son House of Gucci. Y'all see what I did there? With Lady Gaga's performance, or we're talking about the recent in the cultural zeitgeist, Spencer, in her performance, Kristen Stewart's performance in Spencer as Princess Diana. There are a large selection of best actresses out there, or actress performances that we will see out there. For you personally, Dan, what are some of the ones that we should start to look up? What are the ones that we should be keeping an eye on at this moment?
Well, I just want to say that right now, number one, first, and she may not be first at the end, but she's first right now, and that is Jennifer Hudson for Aretha Franklin for Respect. Like I said, that's got an asterisk. She's number one because she's out there and the movie's been seen, and she does give a great performance in a biopic that's kind of like a paint by numbers biopic. Number two for me is, and is coming up soon, is Jessica Chastain.
Yes.
In the Eyes of Tammy Faye. I mean, you want to talk about a trailer that really just blows me away, that I'm thinking to myself, I cannot wait to see Jessica Chastain as Tammy Faye Baker. That is something that's coming up next. And then obviously those films, we can't really comment on the Spencers and the House of Gucci's and these types of movies yet.
Only speculate, yeah.
Yeah, we don't know. But we do have Amelia Jones. Now, is she going to be in the mix at the end? Who knows? Maybe somebody says, oh, I love Coda and some of these other performances kind of didn't do it for me. Boom, we put Amelia Jones in there. And she's the breakout star like nobody ever heard of her before. And so in the mix right now, you got to put Amelia Jones, Jennifer Hudson, Jessica Chastain. You can't not put Lady Gaga and Kristen Stewart in there because you haven't seen those movies yet. And so then there's a bunch of other people in movies that we have, they haven't done trailers for or got a long way from being, in the theater. So that's kind of my roundup right now. But number one, J. Hud, close second, until I see it, and she could jump over J. Hud, and that's Jessica Chastain.
Do you think it's more? Do you think it's more likely that Jennifer Hudson could win a second Oscar in comparison to Jessica Chastain winning her first as a possibility?
Well, just comparing it from last year, okay? Princess McDormand wins her third Academy Award for Best Actress.
But they really love her.
Hasn't gotten any, and it's like, really? And I loved Frances McDormand last year. Don't get me wrong, but I'm thinking to myself, I think it's time to give give what's her name, promising young woman,
Carey Mulligan.
Carey Mulligan, the Oscar last year. I thought she had the work to do. She had a lot of work to do in that movie, and she does a great job. So I'm hoping that they look at Jessica Chastain and say, look at the makeup, look at the job she does, look at the emotion,
the performance,
the emotes off
yeah,
as this character, and say, yeah, she finally deserved. It's her time to get that Academy Award. And
especially after. Yeah, no, I said especially after like she got like did an interview as she said like the prosthetics or something, I don't know what the full extent was, like did some permanent damage to my skin. I'm gonna verify that because I'm like, is that possible?
Boy, that's rough.
Yeah. So yeah. Malcolm, for you personally, what are some of the performances that you are looking forward to the most this year from a Best Actress, and what are some of the performances this past year that you've seen for Best Actress that we could see in consideration? Is it someone like Emilia Jones from Coda?
I don't even know what Coda is. I've never heard of it. But
Coda!
But that being said, like, in regards to Emilia Jones, though, like you said, like no many people may know who that is. I can't remember the name of the actress now, but what's her name got in for her first ever acting role in the Billie Holiday movie last year. So I think it's possible that Emilia Jones could be in that same position and slide in this time around. But that being said, with the shortened release window, I'd love to see Emma Stone get in for Cruella. She was great. And it's one of those ones which that it's a possibility because of the short window, because it all depends on how much of these ones that are coming out in November, December is going to wow the voters enough to get them to go in there. But this is going to be one of the probably important years for a lot of these movies, because this could be an interesting one. You could see a lot of people who may not get in because if it was a full year of Oscar contention movies. So there's a lot of performances that may slide in there, which you may think, but that probably wouldn't have got in if it was like a full eligibility period.
No, that's very true. It is a shorter year this year, and the person you were thinking of was Andra Day for Andrew Day for Billie Holiday. United States versus Billie Holiday. Excuse me. And you're right; they did love her performance, and I think someone like Emilia Jones. I think they're gonna have to love Coda if they're wanting to bring Emilia Jones in. I can see someone like Troy Kotsur. Is it Kotsur and Marlee Matlin both making it in without Coda as a possibility. Maybe more Marlee Matlin because she's the more household name, but it's a high possibility for the case because it depends on how much they love Coda. Now, Malcolm, you said something, and this is part of me that kind of wishes. Oh man, I wish it so bad, even though I don't, and I want them to learn their lesson. The Golden Globes. I want them to learn their lesson, and I want them to be, I want them to be like, hey, you guys messed up, and for this you need to be reprimanded, and you need to, you need to completely revision yourself from the inside. But if there was going to be a Golden Globes, Emma Stone would be an absolutely Golden Globe nominee for comedy/musical. She would be a shoo-in my mind if that was the case, because that is a fun and fantastic performance. Honestly, it's a great performance. Would I nominated it? We'll know by the end of the year. But if it was held today, yeah. I think if it was held today, just because of what we've seen so far, it's more than likely. So I like that choice, Malcolm. Good choice. Abe, for you, what about for you? What are some Best Actress performances this coming year? Like a Lady Gaga in House of Gucci or something, or Jodie Comer in The Last Duel. Which again, I don't know if that's supporting or not, but regardless, we haven't figured that out. Or something we've seen from previous this year that you want to highlight that could go the distance.
Look, Manning, this program is all about speculation, so I'm gonna speculate right now because that's what we do for about 20 episodes per season. Think about this. I'm gonna write these scores until the end of the day, even though I haven't watched the movie. I want Frances McDormand to get that 4 Oscar nomination. Well, Oscar win, I'm sorry.
Wait, whoa, what? You want her 4th one? She just won last year.
Macbeth.
Yes, I don't care. I want to ride that horse just for the sake of it. No, well, yes, I want that to. I honestly just want that to happen, so I am alive and able to watch it. Someone get the 4th Oscar win as Best Actress and tie Captain Hepburn. I want that to happen.
That'd be monumental.
Your husband, right?
You know what I was thinking? I just want to highlight this. You say Lady Gaga for House of Gucci, but when I think about Ridley Scott, I don't think about he getting great performances from his actors. Like, you usually don't think Ridley Scott. Think about it.
Thelma and Louise, though, Abe.
Yes,
Gladiator.
Yes, but how many years are okay? How many years are between those? 10 years, and then The Martian, 15 years. So don't tell me like he's a constant. Like,
it's a good point.
He's got a 50-50 shot. One of the two.
It's been about 5 years since The Martian, so he must be due for another to get more performances.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I think the last rule is Adam Driver, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. To be honest, I mean, Jodie Comer slips in there. That's going to bode well for the last duel.
Possibly, I would say she could totally be supporting.
Okay, also, I want to mention, Don't Look Up, you have Jennifer Lawrence. She has been nominated like 5 times she was nominated like 4 times in, 8 years, something like that? I don't remember how many years it was. Between Winter's Bone and, what was her last nomination? Joy?
Joy.
She has Leonardo DiCaprio, you have Adam McKay, who got a nomination for Christian Bale 5 years ago. But that one that I'm thinking of. And the last one I want to say, and I don't know why, Nightmare Alley, Kate Blanchett. I think she plays the lead with Guillermo del Toro. And it's an interesting role. She plays the psychiatrist that meets up with, I think it's Bradley Cooper. Yeah, Bradley Cooper's the lead. And I don't know what happens. It's a remake from a movie that I haven't watched. But I think those 3 are the ones to give an eye. I mean, it's Kate Blanchett. She cannot do wrong.
She can't do wrong.
And she's probably going to get highlighted. So I think those 3 have a chance. But right now I'm rating that Frances McDormand gets the 4 Oscar nomination.
All right.
That's what I'm rating. Oh, Oscar win, I'm sorry. I'm going to write on that one. I want that to happen.
It's her husband directed her, though. Abe, it's her husband directed her. Maybe she gives the performance of a lifetime for her husband. Opposite Denzel Washington.
That helps, too.
Yeah, I know.
The fact that she's... Everybody loves Denzel. I don't know if that's the same,
but yeah, another one that I actually do want to bring up is I really want Thomasin McKenzie to get some love for Last Night in Soho. She's also in Power of the Dog as well, but I think she's probably more supporting in that too. So she could be this year's ScarJo and get supporting it and Best Actress. I don't know if she's credited as supporting in both, or I think she is the lead in Last Night in Soho. I'm not too sure about that, but I mean, she is great. I actually might like doing Old as well. So
yeah, so did I.
One of the things, do we guys think with West Side Story coming out later this year in December, Rachel Ziegler, what do we think of her possibly coming in? Quality of the film aside, I mean, that's going to make or break a lot of things. What do we think of Rachel Ziegler?
No, she's got a chance. There's no doubt about it. I mean, Spielberg could direct her to an Oscar nomination. There's no doubt about it. He's
usually really good about getting his actors in, at least nominated, right?
Post. Did he get some people from The Post?
Street?
Schindler's List, Saving Private Line. I mean, so a lot of these types of movies, he's got, I mean, people in Color Purple. Did people get in from that? You know? So.
No, that's true. Also, another one we want to mention is Penelope Cruz for Parallel Mothers, which is Pain and Glory. Who did Pain and Glory?
Almodovar?
Yes, Almodovar. Yes, he did. He's doing Parallel Mothers as well too. So if they could get in Pain and Glory for Antonio Banderas, look for Penelope Cruz possibly to get in for a nomination as well.
And she's worked with him a few times before and got Oscar nominations working with Pedro Almodovar.
Exactly. All right, so those are some of the ones we can keep an eye out on. Olivia Colman has a movie called The Lost Daughter coming out on Netflix. I don't know the full extent upon that one just yet, but that's another name to look out for. We have mentioned we've mentioned Emma Stone. We've mentioned a couple of ones beforehand. We don't know again if Thomas and McKenzie and Anya Taylor-Joy are both going to be lead or supporting, what that's going to look like, or if who is the official lead and supporting for Nightmare Alley. I don't think none of that has been officially said, so we're going to look forward to that. Is it official?
Based on the synopsis of Nightmare Alley, I think Kate Blanchett it's the lead.
Okay.
Cooper. Based on the synopsis, it's just it's about the psychiatrist Bradley Cooper's character and Kate Blanchett's psychiatrist and the Nightmare Alley.
The One Night in Soho, Abe. He was talking about One Night in Soho. Those
that
two.
Too.
Has that been determined who's the lead and who's supporting in that?
I don't. They seem to be from what the trailer signified that they're both possibly sharing a co-lead type of thing.
One,
but I wouldn't hold my breath.
A mystery, and the other is involved in the murder years prior. Who's involved in the mystery? So we got a time displacement deal.
Yes.
So we'll see. They might be equal. For all we know.
Might be both lead actresses. But I know we're running low on time, so we're going to finally end with our Candyman review. So, ladies and gentlemen...
I'm going to dip out. I've not seen it.
Yes, Malcolm has to get ready for the things. Malcolm's going to dip out early. Malcolm, where can they find you?
You can find me on Take Productions, Rankin on Saturdays, late night on Sundays. Also find me over on Full Metal hosting Classic and Random and all the good stuff.
Literally Classic in 15 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, 15 minutes on Sunday.
For right now, as recording this.
Yeah.
Thank you, Malcolm. All right, so Dan, I know you have to participate as well. So I want to hear your thoughts on Dan the Man. Tell me, can the Candyman
Candyman.
Anthony, no.
Candyman.
Stop.
I don't want to get creeped out in my new apartment before bed.
Candyman.
Black people don't need to be summoning.
I dare you.
Don't say that.
Say his name.
Candyman.
You better not do that last one.
Candyman. You want to be a part of the story, right?
No.
Say his name. Candyman.
First of all, when you put names like Jordan Peele, all right?
First off, wait, quickly, have you seen the original?
Yes.
Okay, please continue.
Virginia Madsen. Jordan Peele doesn't attach himself to things for just no reason. If he has a vision for something, he attaches himself to something. And one of the things he did, which if you pretty much the whole film is got black African American people involved in directing, acting, behind the scenes. This is a what's the word? Diversity film. He made sure he put a lot of diverse people involved in crafts and all these different behind the scenes categories and stuff like that, including the director, which I might add, I was one day away from seeing this last year before it got pulled. I was a part of.
I remember you telling me that. Oh.
One day away from seeing Candyman last year, but I'll tell you what, Yahya Abdul-Mateen, Tiona Paris, Coleman Domingo are all fantastic in this film, but it's more of the what's the word, Manning? I'm looking for this urban legend of the Candyman. Then there's animatics involved that are really great.
That was really ingenious.
Like showing some stuff, some behind the scenes stuff that really helped, that had to help on the budget as well. I'll tell you what. I mean, this movie's been getting kind of mixed reviews from people. As an artistic piece of work, and then the whole Cabrini Green and and the gentrification of Chicago and all this. It really works on so many levels, and I've had my editor of my website, he said that he thinks there was too much going on, and I don't think there was too much. I think there was just enough going on, and it made for a very interesting, fascinating film, and it made you pay attention to all the different little things that were going on, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed it, and I just enjoyed everybody involved in it, and it's something different, and I like seeing different, and they kind of did something different with this Candyman than the previous Candyman.
No, yeah, and full disclosure, I have not seen the original Candyman. That is one that flew under my radar because I'm not someone who goes out and looks at horror films as much. That's changed recently. I like to really appreciate them. But for you, Abe, have you seen the original Candyman, and what were your thoughts on this recent Candyman?
Manning Franks, I have not watched the original.
Oh,
I have not watched the original. But
okay.
I want to tell you, I really like this a lot, and what I like the most, I think it's DiCosta's direct. I think she's the truest star of the movie. I think the way she moves the camera, the way she uses, how creative she gets with the
creative
of mirrors is like, oh my god, I was blown away by her, by her work. Yeah, by her work. I think it was good. Like the directing, especially. I do think that the ending of, well, I don't want to go into just general thoughts, and we can discuss the ending. I really like Tiana Paris. I have only watched her on WandaVision, but not watching her right now. I think she truly shines as an actress. And what's the name of the actor which you just mentioned? I should know.
Coleman Domingo?
Abdul Mateen. Second. I thought he was great. I thought he cared, and you can see how, through the film, how he starts degrading, if that's a good.
Yes.
Into whatever happens, if we're gonna get to spoilers or not. And I was fascinated by it. I thought there were a few problems, but overall, really did the movie. I watched the movie and I say everybody's gonna love this movie. I watched it yesterday. I haven't watched it. I haven't seen any reviews or anything. Then I go into my letterbox and see I was giving it 2 stars, 2.5 stars, and everything. I was wow. I guess I'm alone in this one, but I'm happy Dan liked it.
I did see a lot of praise. I did see some people who were kind of let down by Candyman as well too. I again have not seen the original. I have no inclination about what it was about. Didn't know really much more outside of what the trailers gave me. You are completely right, Abe. Nia DiCosta she has a handle on this. She has a vision, and that shows just in the very beginning, and how everything is upside down. It's mirrored, and it houses all the titles. I knew I was in for an absolute visual feast. It was a visual treat is what it was. I was watching this entire thing, and she knew exactly what she wanted with the camera, and she got it. And I was effectively creeped out the entire time. There's a great shot where you get you start to pan out, start off tight, and you start to pan out until you're out the other side of the building. You're kind of in a wide shot, and you see a murderer transpiring. Very, very gruesome murder that is transpiring on the other side of that glass as we start to pan out and see the entire escape. But we can see the horror that is unfolding right there, and it is haunting. I think the movie I think it's too short. I think we need an extra 20 to 30 minutes to kind of flesh out the characters, because I'm over here wondering, who's this? Why is his mom calling? Why does that subplot? Oh, because she's the one from the previous movie. Oh, okay, interesting. I don't really know who's this other. Why did her father die? What is that all about? It just kind of dropped all these little breadcrumbs without really diving into who these characters were, and then kind of splicing these little clips from their past, be it from Coleman Domingo's character. All fantastic performances. I think they all, with what they were given, did phenomenal work. I just wish we had more time with the characters. They were very paper thin, but they got the job done, so I can't really complain too much. And I think the themes, while they're solid overall, I think they could have gone more into the idea of what Candyman was, because I felt like they were focused a lot on the kills. Like, for instance, the kill, spoiler alert, I will say some of the spoilers, we can get the spoilers now, where they kill all those teenagers are killed. There really was no relevance to the plot. It was more like, this is really cool. I wish we could have taken more time to understand what the thoughts of gentrification and shown what Candyman as a spirit was and what he really meant to do, because that was kind of wrapped up at the very end, when I wish we could have had more time to really, instead of just being afraid of the Candyman, understand him and the themes that he presented. So I would have basically liked an extra 20-30 minutes to flesh out those ideas and those characters further. That said, I think it's a truly fantastic piece of like horror cinema. I was on the edge of my seat. I hate body horror, so anytime he was playing with his fingernails, I was just like, nope, I hate that. But no, I think it's a very well done movie, and while I don't think it lands completely, I think it's still effectively scary and just a wonderful, like, beautiful, albeit incomplete, social commentary. So quickly before Dan, you have to get going. Any spoiler thoughts that you have in relation to Candyman? Like, what is your thoughts on that when it comes to spoilers?
I think if you like this Candyman, if you like the idea of the gentrification, the Cabrini Green, the black cast, the black director, the giving the minority people a chance behind the camera, all it tells me is go watch the original. This, because it builds off of the original with the Virginia Madsen as this narrator of the animatics, or they're talking about her in the animatics. So
animatics
go
are fantastic.
Watch the original. This one hopefully will get you excited to go watch, and it's a different kind of film. They're different films, and they're the whole thought process behind them are different, and that's what makes this one so original and different by itself, and it stands alone on its own. And then the original is just a classic horror movie, So yeah, I definitely recommend. If you like this one, if you're interested in what they're doing with this, go back and give the other one a chance.
I'm in the same part because we need to know at least 10 minutes about it. Like, by the time they get to the undermine, when Tiana Price characters get there, and this is gonna end now. Am I not gonna get a little more? Like, what happened to the mother? Is she not gonna get involved? She only had one of their filming. So why is he the Candyman now? And everything's like, maybe probably because I didn't watch the first one. Maybe we're not into the lore, and a lot of explanation flew over our heads. But I was like, we need a little bit more. It's a 91-minute movie, and if you take the credits, bro, it's an 84-minute movie, so it's an hour and 24 minutes. I thought the killing, like every killing, I thought was great. Like, even though, as you say, some did not add to the plot, especially a teenager one, because that was the one that was in the first trailer, right? The teenager saying Candyman at the mirror.
I think so. I don't remember the first trailer.
Yeah, the first trailer,
actually.
Back last year. No, because I only watched one trailer. Like the first one, and I didn't watch anything else. Like, I try not to watch a lot of trailers. Instead of It's a Spider-Man Far From Home, which I watched like 8 times in a row the first day it came out.
Oh, wow.
But I had 24
minutes
free. Oh, sorry, go ahead. No, go
ahead.
No,
did anyone, like, notice, when this was transpiring, did anyone notice, like, did anyone try to keep their eye on the mirror every time there was a mirror? Did anyone, like, try to figure out, okay, how is this kill going to happen? Or is this person going to die? Because I was kind of interested in how she presented it, because Abe, you gave a fantastic perspective of just how every single camera shot, every single thing felt very deliberate, and there was just moments where you could see Candyman out of the corner, and it was genuinely frightening. I thoroughly enjoyed that. What did you guys? Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I just want to mention there's some envy of me as someone that sometimes likes to create stuff. Like, when you see those shots in the mirrors, like, I would never think about this. I would never have. Like how people think about this. Who's the one that comes out? How you think about? I'm gonna put that on the floor, and then it's gonna be a reflection. And how am I gonna shoot this? Like that's just full respect, and I think it's mostly Nia DiCosta because at the end she has last saying, and I'm excited for her next film, and I want to watch his first film right now, which I just read, and it has Tessa Thompson and Lily James on it. So we're gonna look it up and watch it tonight because I don't have anything to do today, and I'm gonna be in
Abe, it reminded me of Hitchcock in a way. I mean, Hitchcock
Yeah.
had some amazing shots in his movies, and Orson Welles had some amazing shots in his movie. A lot of amazing shots using the mirrors and using reflections and things like that. But her next movie, I believe, is Marvel's, the sequel to Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks really good. I can't wait for that. It's got Tiona Paris back in that as well.
If they allow her to, what it seems to be Eternals for Chloe Zhao, like just do her movie and just focus on the story that Marvel wants to tell, and just allow her to direct the movie as she wants, like creatively, which I think probably they will, because that's why you hire a director like her. Like that would be amazing, like just for the sake of it. But just give her a little bit, like a couple $1 million, because she probably is gonna get $200 million for that movie, and she's gonna have all the creative power she wants. But she has a style. Like I was really impressed by her directing. Like I want to see more of her. Like she truly strikes. Like she knows her style. I think I'm gonna watch a Nia DiCosta movie and know, oh, this is from her. Like now it's brain on my brain. I'm excited for her.
She has a fantastic visual style. It's very distinct, and maybe when we see the Marvels, we'll know. Yeah. So that does it for our quick Candyman wrap up review at the very end. Abe, where can they find you?
You can follow me on Twitter at AbrahamF25, and Matt and I are doing a monthly show. It's coming out next Friday. It's called Simple Tricks and Nonsense, and we're gonna talk about anything we want. And the first topic is underrated comic book movies, and we talk about some movies. We talk about Dick Tracy, which I think I just mentioned. Yes. So it's an hour episode. That was really fun. We talk serious topics and hashtag Bill is the real father. Just the father. She's the father of Sophie in Mamma Mia. I just want to make clear of that. So that's it. Thank you very much for having me.
And I know, Dan, you have to go. So quickly before you have to go, tell me, where can the good people find you?
Yeah, you can find me at Dan Scapell on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. Also, I am a film critic in Orlando, Florida. I write for the website called disappointmentmedia.com, and I do a couple shows on YouTube. Right now we're on hiatus from doing my 2 shows, so hopefully next year you'll see some more of the Top 5 Weekly and read your features.
Fantastic. And you can find me here at Twitter. Well, not here, because this is YouTube or podcast or what have you. You can find us here on the podcast you're listening to, be it Apple Podcasts, be it Spotify, Anchor, anything, Gone with the Wind, as well as here on YouTube at Take 3 Productions, as well as myself. You can find me on Twitter at Cine_man, that's CINE_MANN, as well as my YouTube channel, Manning Franks. Thank you guys for joining us here on this next episode of Gone with the Wind. And next time, get ready for maybe more trailer reviews and more excitement as we continue on, because soon we'll be going to once a week, and that is just around the corner. Thank you guys, and we'll see you guys at the movies. Have a good day.